association is Vrystaat Landbou.
Dumela, Bome, Bondate, Deputy Ministers, Deputy President, Ministers, Premier, MECs, all protocol observed. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm here on behalf of Free State Agriculture, the commercial farmers in the Free State. Thank you for the opportunity. And Ndalipitso, I haven't seen Ndalipitso yet. Congratulations. Many years ago when our FASA was just formed, FASA's board, and we housed FASA's secretariat in our offices, and Ndalipitso accompanied us with a couple of executive meetings and stuff to Agri-SA and to some of our board meetings. So congratulations for this 10, 15 years that you have grown and what you have got together now in establishing Thabo Mosiana as an Apple hub in the Free State. Congratulations on that, and congratulations on all the stakeholders that are going to take this forward. From commercial agriculture side, I just want to convey a warning. Just some of the experiences that we have as commercial farmers that have been in this field. Mr. Fourie Skeepers is sitting there, George Galloway representing some of the commercial farmers, but Daddy Fourie, the Oslers, they have taken 30 years to get to 30-hectare orchards. So they started small and they built up. There were lots of teething pains along the way. They've learned a lot. They've got a lot to teach. Minister of Land Affairs, there isn't a program at the moment for commercial farmers to support their farm workers. So commercial farmers that want to empower their farm workers, there's no help from the state to help them empower their own farm workers. We've been lobbying for that for many years and we're not getting that. The other message I want to give regarding the special economic zones and the agri-processing and all that kind of stuff, it takes a lot of coordination and expertise to get a big factory going, and the coordination to get all the suppliers organized and supplying a reliable supply to that factory. That management at ground level is very, very important and critical for a big project that's getting a lot of taxpayers' money put into it to work. So the ground, I think any investment in any project from government side needs to ensure that in place. And then last thing, MEC Mbabalula, handing over a memorandum on roads, the state of roads in the Free State. So that's part of the enabling environment. If we don't have good roads, we can't get our fruit to the market. And that affects all our farmers. Okay. Sorry. Thank you.
Memorandum will ditlise mona ke tla ba fa matona a Free State mona. Thank you. So yesterday when I left my place, my last born one puts or they do yakai. So I did not know how to explain to her in detail. So kana na kapilinyana fela konje when it's funeral re kopantswe ke lefu. Ka re ngwana ka re amo re kopantsweng ke apole teng. So we are here because of the apple. You know what they say about apple? They say 1 apple a day takes a doctor away. So we really need to celebrate ourselves. So Remona, Retloja Diapole, so at least we've got a day in which we'll not be able to see doctors. So thanks very much, Ndate. Can I call the speaker from NAFU? NAFU? Okay. I will move then to Grain South Africa. Grain South Africa? Okay. I will then move to deciduous fruit. Deciduous fruit. Armopele matsoko.
First of all, I'd like to greet our Deputy President, Premier, my ministers, both of them are here today. I want also to congratulate Ntate Pitso and all the farmers, because the farmers are the foundation of life. Without farmers, there's no life. If there's no farmers, there will be no soccer, there will be no Valentines, there will be nothing. So farmers are so important than anyone. That's why I've said the last time, the first physical address of a human being was in a farm. Because the Bible said God created a man and took him to the farm. And they farmed the land. So it's very important. All of us, we are alive because of farming. So the farmers, again, it's Chairperson. You are so great. President Siyabonga, to come here. Farming is something very important. That's what I always tell our farmers. A nation who can't feed themselves, that's not a nation. Next time they will be slaves of another nations. A nation must be able to feed themselves. Then that's a nation. And that can only happen through agriculture. There's programs there, my Minister of Agriculture and Baba. Social, health, education. They take more budget, it's fine, President. But what about she? Because agriculture is the one which must get more. Because without agriculture, nothing is happening. Like these apples now, if you've got an orchard, I don't know how many minutes, where's the MC? An apple orchard alone, when you start to build the orchard, you can employ 50,000 people. Thereafter, compulsory, you need to have a person per hectare for the life of that orchard. After that orchard, the orchard will give birth of another factory, which will be, first of all, you'll have a pack house. It can take 300 people or something. After a pack house, you'll have a dry fruit factory down the line. That's another thing. It's from that orchard. You can have also, after a dry fruit, you can have aroma factory. You know, when you wash with soap, you feel apples. That's from the orchard. So thereafter is a juice factory where you get Hansa and all those things, and you say, I'm really Sundowns. So I congratulate all the farmers, all farmers. You are great. Without you, farmers must be preserved and developed and protected. That's what we are saying. As the FDC, we are making sure, we are going all over the show to bring all farmers, those farmers who want to farm. Because not everyone is a farmer. It's not easy to farm. That doesn't mean that when you've got a farm, then you are a billionaire. You must have a passion to do this. So I've got 3 minutes, like a preacher in a funeral. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We can do better than that, colleagues. Let me also call the representative of National Livestock Farmers. Okay, the other speaker is from APEC. APEC. Thank you. Oh, mama.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, ministers and deputy ministers, and it's an honor to be here. As an APEC is a regulating body that it's regulate on behalf of Department of Agriculture nationally. We report straight to the Minister of Agriculture. As a regulating body, our main focus is to regulate And we regulate the fresh produce agencies, the export agencies. I'm happy because we are here for the apples, and the apples, most of the time, they've been exported into other countries, which is a good thing for Free State. And we also regulate for livestock agencies. And I'm really happy and for the opportunity to introduce the APEC. And as a farmers, you must know that if you encounter any challenges, you are more than welcome to contact APEC as a regulating body. Our main purpose or main objective is to protect the farmers. If you have encountered anything in terms of as a farmer, you can contact APEC. APEC will be there to assist you. I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I think you are good on time, all of you. The following speakers from VKB. VKB. Malibongwe. Asukuma makhosikazi ngo.
Dumelang, Deputy President, Minister, Premier, and all the MECs. I represent VKB. We are an agribusiness that is based in Rates. We are owned by farmers. We have been operating for over 100 years. And it's an honor for us to be associated with farmers, for us to be associated as partners to farmers, because farmers are the people that we serve. We are where we are because of farmers. As stated in our motto, VKB is committed to serving farmers and expanding our footprint. We are no longer in the Free State alone. We are throughout the country. In Limpopo, you find us. In the Northern Cape, you find us everywhere in South Africa. And we are based on finding relationships and maintaining relationships. So when we were honored to come and be a part of this huge gathering, we thought, well, we are doing what we are meant to be doing as serving farmers. We will continue to provide farmers with high quality products, to create solutions for farmers, and also be a prompt support for farmers to overcome the challenges that they might have. VKB is passionate about agriculture and the remarkable people in it. To you farmers, your success is our success, and we are honored to be a part of your path. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And another speaker will be from OVK. OVK. Okay. Then we are moving to the group called Diesel Commodity Group. The Diesel Commodity Group. At least I know the guy, Kintate Andrew McKennetta.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Bomme Lebontate, Diwai, Dumelang Kaufela, Comrade Deputy President, special greetings to yourself, Honorable Ministers, Marona, the Premier, greetings. All protocol observed. You confuse me, Master of Ceremonies. I don't know what diesel group is, but we can provide diesel as well. So maybe that's not a problem. We are part of Talana Agricultural Investment Group, who are owners of another company called Ditla Agricultural Machinery. And we are here, standing here to support Remmoho, steed farmers, and to support farmers all across South Africa in the provision of implements. We are the one black-owned, black-operated supplier of farm implements, namely New Holland and other farm implements. And what we have done in this project and what we will continue to do to this project is to support Bontate Pizzo and Remmoho in developing what will be the largest apple producing region in South Africa. We are going to overtake the Western Cape. And it's not just apple production. As the previous speaker said, Ndadam Tombeni, who didn't introduce himself, once you start on the orchards, and the orchards are expensive, government, John and Minister of Agriculture, to develop a hectare costs 1.5 million rand at least. And no emerging black farmer or emerging black person is going to have those funds to start. So the notion of blended finance and the notion of money that comes from government to support people at the ground is most important. But supporting them just to buy land doesn't work, which is why this arrangement here to match black farmers with white commercial farmers is going to be a success. And our job as black business is just that, to support black farmers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Dr. Andrew. I'm told that the Livestock Farmers Association, they are ready now. A round of applause.
Program Director, the ministers, the Deputy President, Mama Action, the leadership that is here, and all farmers, I greet you on behalf of the National Livestock Farmers Association of South Africa. The National Livestock Farmers Association is a rebranding of what used to be called NERPO. We are a year old, and our focus is to give support and to lobby on policy for livestock farmers in South Africa. I see one of our members who's one of the shining stars of the Free State in the Thabo Mofutsanyana area. Ntate Mtambo is sitting by the pillar there. Sakubona farm boy. The National Livestock Farmers Association is district-based with a national character. We have reorganized ourselves in the form or in line with the district development model. Now, without going too deep into statistics, we are here today because we have come to support this initiative, which demonstrates what can be done once people are working together, once there are linkages, once there are partnerships between growing, emerging farmers and commercial established farmers. We are in the livestock industry, and this is the industry that is biggest in South Africa. The total number of livestock that we have in our country, over 62% of them are owned by black farmers. But when you look at the commercial sector, black farmers are contributing between 2 and 5%. Now it tells you that black people are livestock owners more than business people in livestock. That is what we want to change, so that when we look at incidents and success stories like the one that we are observing today, we can also say there's progress in terms of the percentage of black farmers that are operating at a commercial level, more than just remaining at the level of smallholder or at the level of emerging. In 1980, there were 120,000 commercial farmers. Today, we are told that there's between 40 and 60,000, from 120 to 60,000. It is projected that in 2030, there will be 5,000 commercial farmers. Now, people who know where our populations grew from to where we are now at around 54 million people, it is projected that in 2030, the population of South Africa will be 82 million, which means 5,000 farmers will be feeding 82 million people in our population. The only way of reversing that situation, which is untenable and not sustainable, is to tap into the 130,000 smallholder farmers and give them support, capacitate them so that they can then grow into commercial. We congratulate Bontate Schoto. We are learning from you. We hope that this will be the first of a number of milestones that we will register as farmers in South Africa. Realebo.
Thank you very much. At least you are doing very wonderful on time. So I'm going to call the young farmer, Ntate Skosana Mtambo. This is a young fellow who's doing farming. I hope he's here because it's a surprise. I am at the Walleron. Okay, Ntate. Okay? Farm boy. I call him farm boy. Thank you.
Uzoyithola kanjani? Uzoyithola kanjani? Ayakilutho. Uzoyithola kanjani? Forward with food security, forward. Deputy President, Abshen. Ifukile. Thank you. Honorable Minister Uhanet. Thank you. Mama Action. Grand. Thank you. Tata. Ukahle. Thank you very much. And sanibonani nonke. Ngiyathemba niyaphila. Igama lami Master of Ceremony or Farm Boy. Farm Boy. It's a name I got based on the work I do. So I'm from an organization called Phumelela Agri. So I'm just here to say welcome all of you. It's good to see you. And I see a lot of young people. I preside a lot on youth. Tina, we believe that the young people are leading. We are not the leaders of tomorrow. So I just want to encourage everyone under this tent today and also give you a homework. In a lifetime, you need a doctor twice, 3 times a year, a lawyer. If you are like me, you are not always in trouble, once in a while. A policeman once in a while. But you need a farmer 3 times in a day. Let that reality sink. And where does that food come from? I see we all have cell phones, but I can challenge you, you cannot download food. No matter what. So I want to emphasize, every farmer that you see, give them a hug. These people are the hardworking people of South Africa. Also, not to forget our honorable MECs. You know, when we see the principals, we forgot our teachers. So I want to say thank you very much. And Ntate Sekgoto, I've never met you, but congratulations, Ntate. We look up to you, and we want to have commercial farmers like yourselves. Indlela ibuzwa kwabadala. So ka utsho jwalo setjhaba sa Freistata ke a inama ibile ke a leboha ke le hlomphile ke a le rata. Thank you.
Thank you. I earlier on promised you that I will also introduce the deputy ministers who are present today and the MECs. And without much ado, let me do this. Amongst us, we have Prince Bans Ngamashe, who is the Deputy Minister for Corporate Governance and Traditional Affairs. We also have Deputy Minister Thandima Mbeshala, who's responsible for human settlements. Among us also we have Deputy Minister Swartz, who's responsible for forestry, fisheries and environmental affairs. Then Snomama Wetu, Deputy Minister Kapa, who's also the Deputy Minister of Agriculture. Then my colleagues who are here, we have MEC El-Sabi Rockman, who's responsible for agriculture and environment. Then we have MEC Jabu Mbalula, who's responsible for community safety and roads and infrastructure. And then we have MEC Then we have the speaker. We have the speaker of Dihlabeng local municipality. And all the councillors from Dihlabeng local municipality, you are welcome. Then Renale Marena Aruna Atenka Muna ba tsamaiswang pele ke ntate Skonyela. Ke kopa ba MFL re ba dumedise ka lentswe le ka modidi etsane menate banga ba mobu Marena ha ka yeme ke a tseba kopa fela ntate Skonyela ke tanki kubada ka mona ke a lebo Marena. Now I'm going to call two organizations, and thereafter we are going to afford you the opportunity as the attendees here to also say a few to the leadership present here. Then we will then call upon the other representatives from government to respond to your concern, and then later on the Deputy President will be called upon by the Premier to come and address you. So IDC, you will be our next presenter here. IDC. You will be followed by the Land Bank. Then it will be the community that is attending here.
Kinana ki mokhutswane haholo. Honorable Deputy President, honorable ministers and their deputies, honorable Motswadi wa rona wa mo Freistata, Maqueen, and all protocol observed. Pele ke qala ke rata hore le everybody o teng ka kakaretso ke a ba dumedisa. Motswadi wa rona Maqueen, o tseba Sesotho a se tolokwe. Jwale ke tshepa hore minister wa rona wa balimi o ile wa monkanyana wa mo qotsetsa fela Sesothunyana mo. But firstly, I'd like to appreciate this opportunity to come and speak to everybody at large from the IDC. My name is Kamo, and my surname is Diteku. I am not here alone, and I'm here with some representatives from the Free State Office. I'm honored to come and speak on this memorable event, a very special event for the Free State, a very special event for the Eastern Free State at large as well. The journey of an entrepreneur is generally not an easy one. We tend to see entrepreneurs once they've flourished, once they've made it, but it generally just starts with a dream, a large dream that has to go in with small steps. And to be honest with you, having walked this journey with Remmoho personally, and the IDC being a funding partner of this institution here, we want to say that it was not an easy journey for Remmoho and State Farming, but one where I would like to commend the team of Remmoho in the funding process, because they were committed to ensuring that this project is funded and this project is a success, not only for themselves, but also for the community, fellow farmers, and a battle that is won for the entire Free State province. And I'd really like to congratulate them on that commitment and standing through with the journey. Now, coming from a funding institution and one that is a state-owned funding institution, generally people generally open more of their ears when it comes to this stage, because we all know we are looking to get funding, and we hope that seeing the influence and the contribution to a project like this, that we as an institution have been able to contribute, there is something for everybody who is committed to commercialize as well. Now, just a little bit, when you have a dream from a farmer or an entrepreneur, generally what you need as well is a government that is committed to ensuring that their dream is seen to fruition, and their dream is seen in a way that can commercialize and create impact. Impact for the things that concern the government and concern us as fellow South Africans. To just mention a few, jobs, you've got transformation and all of the elements. And we as the IDC are committed to funding this type of sectors, firstly agriculture and every other sector that we look after in commercializing entrepreneurs like yourselves. To look at us specifically as an agricultural division of the IDC, we have, with the previous administration, and I trust that it will continue, and I know it will continue, Minister, with this administration, have received funding that has helped us as an IDC institution to be able to contribute and fund at ways that are blended and concessionary. A couple of years, in recent years, the Minister had committed R1 billion to the IDC to blend over a number of years that helps us alleviate the debt and the burden that it has on you as entrepreneurs. To date, we've seen a lot of success. Over the past couple of years, 3 years to be specific, we have funded over 35 projects, black-owned projects, created and facilitated funding of over 6,700 jobs around South Africa, deployed over 3 billion rand within the agricultural space as well. And yes, Free State has been a part of it. Now, going forward, we are looking to continue to partner with all the farmers to see you all become commercialized and to contribute to the economy of the country. In departing, I'd like to say congratulations to Remmoho, congratulations to Steed Farming, but this victory is not a victory for them alone. It's a victory for rona kaofela ba dutse mo in Free State, in Ditlhabeng, in Thabo Mofutshane, and it is a victory that we have started to win and will continue to win. Thank you.
Thank you. May we then call Ndatia Kapamea meeting the Land Bank.
Thank you, Program Director. I would like to first say the Honorable Deputy President, Honorable Ministers present, Honorable Premier, Ntate Pitso and Remmoho team, all protocol observed. My name is Eddie Sifota. I'm representing the Land Bank. I would like to first also like to acknowledge the presence of my senior manager or the executive from our national office, Mr. Matsila. And then also in absentia, our provincial head, Memapula Kemeng. And then my colleagues sitting that side, our agri-specialist, Ntate Musa Nyalungu. And the relationship manager, Mr. Freddie Humphreys. Mr. Ntambo says you need a doctor, a lawyer, and a banker sometime in your life, but you need a farmer 3 times a day. And then one previous speaker also alluded to a known statement that says, an apple takes a doctor away. By the way, we are gathered here under the umbrella of apples. We have here those that I've seen actually two doctors, Dr. Lesia and Dr. Mutlong. They are both farmers. And then when that statement of taking the doctor away was spoken, I nudged Dr. Lesia to say, "Did you hear that?" And he said, this function is very important. I understand the saying that it takes the doctor away, and I agree with it, because it has taken me out of my surgery to attend the session. The Land Bank is passionate about bringing about a positive impact in alignment with the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development. We are a state-owned entity, so our strategies is aligned to that of the department. And I'll just quickly mention that the Maqueen spoke about blended finance, which is also part of the products that we have in terms of financing development farmers. Well, the development farmers, there's many names. We call them new era farmers, development, imagine. But our intention is to ensure that we assist them to go from where they are to a level of commercialization in terms of increasing their output, because the most important aspect in farming is economies of scale. So that is very important. And then we deal with, we specialize in agriculture, both primary agriculture, that means the crops and rearing livestock, and we also do secondary agriculture, where, for example, if Remmoho does apples production, and then in terms of the juice making, we as well may contribute to that. Other than that, we finance land and livestock, production inputs through both blended finance and our normal products of the Land Bank. But the most strategic one that we do is blended finance, because it assists our farmers to produce at a, let's say, for example, somebody wants to buy a farm, they can qualify for a grant of about 50%, even though we have the sliding scale on that. But that assists them so that when they get to the farm, they are not that indebted. And we also assist with pre and post assistance in terms of guidance of what they do. We also link them to already established institutions for support before getting into farming, as well as after they already acquired their farms and their businesses. And with that, I would like to remain within my 3 minutes. And thank you. We are here. If there are questions, we are available to answer them. And in parting, I would like to say the Land Bank is open for business. Approach us and see how we can assist. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Re fitlhe nakong he ya hore re bitsitse mona ke nnete re kopantswe ke apole, mare apole la nna romantate Pitso Segotho re a re bitsa re kopanye mona. Jwale ke tlo kopang ke fentate Pitso Segotho a re fela a mabedi a mararo ebe ka morao he ke tlo fa lona setjhaba se kopane mona. Jwale ke tlo e tsamaisa ka tsela e tjena. I'm going to allow one person this side, that side. I will jump this one, they will come, and this one, and that block, and that other one, and this one. So all in all, you'll be 7. So le hle le buisana le bohlalo re ke mang a tlo emela sebaka sa lona ka mo. Thank you. That is all.
You can see I'm actually vertically challenged. I'm not the person who stand in these podiums because ke limetse mo mo ke leng teng. Without wasting time, ke rata ho leboha Deputy President, Premier, 2 MECs who are here, just to honor us. You know, it's so important as farmers, and we need to be proud of ourselves. Or we can call the cabinet to come to the farm. We must be proud. In fact, it is a privilege, not a right, to go to the government and ask assistance. This is what we need to learn to improve our quality of life. Rona so-called entrepreneurs. And you need to patient yourself, humble yourself. It took me 15 years to be where I am with this project. This project failed in 2017, decimally. When I was ready with all the knowledge, with everything, it failed. But I never gave up. I never gave up. 3 years ago, I said, I'm going to start it again now. I'm ready. Whether the government is here or is not here, but I'm going to move. And that's what I did. And I went to the government with a plan, fully fledged plan. And I said, government, I need your help. Just support. Kind of going where we miss something. We think government must give us money. No. If government can give us support of saying, we support your project, it goes a long way. That's what we need to know. And I'm proud to say, to stand here and look at the Premier of the Free State. It's a I thank you for you guys taking charge of trusting me with 18 million rand. 18 million rand for grant. To say, go and put this thing down there and see whether it's going to make. And you know what they said to me? After they've given me 2, the next was 10, last was 6. And they said, we want to see what have you done with our money. And I'm proud to say the legislature of this province came here and attached to it and say, well done, Pitso. Legislature. These are some of the things that we need to be proud of, man. We need to stand up and talk about our government. Not to say government must help me. It never done 1, 2. I can tell you 200 pages how I suffered with the government, how I fought with the government, but that doesn't keep me to go forward. And we need to learn to say, this is our government. It's our government. We are the people who voted these people to be where they are today. These ministers are there because of vote. And that vote of yours, it's a respect that you need to give to them, not a right. So I'd like to appeal to our farmers. There's so much opportunities in this country. There's a lot of money in this country. But you need to focus and plan and make sure that you want it. IDC didn't stand here for fun. IDC gave us 70 million for this project because of the government. Because of the government. Where the government says, and this is the first time IDC funded a primary agriculture. IDC used to say, hey, hurricane more primary agriculture. You must go and do 1, 2, 3. But for the first time, they gave us that money. And it was record time. Within 6 months, we have signed everything. We are implementing. And we are doing it because we know what we want to do. And we don't want to make sure that next time when the government comes, when the minister comes next year, or the premier after next year, he should be proud to see us having a development. How Shabamanu money? That 100 hectares, in the next 5 years, it will be full apples. And I'm promising you to come and check on me. It will be full 100 hectares there in the next 5 years. In the next 5 years, in this province, in this district, we want to plant 2,000 hectares. And these 2,000 hectares, how are we going to do it? There's commercial farmers here. Very big commercial farmers who are here, sitting here, who have 100 hectares, 110 hectares. But you know what? They still need to grow. They still need to grow. And you know how are they going to grow? Is to come up to that 200 hectares and partner with blacks. And those blacks must bring in grant funding, must bring in water rights to make sure that those commercial farmers can take the program forward. I came here with Kobas. Where's Kobas? My partner. Kobas, stand up. That guy took risk. That guy took risk with his property to give us 74% and live with 26%. And today, this farm is valued at 60 million, where you're sitting now. We took it at about 17 million. Today, it's at 60 million. Today, check his 26%, how much does it worth? How much was his 100% worth 4 years back? That's what we're doing. In the next 5 years, I want to see this district being #1 contributor of the GDP of the Free State. That's the objective that we want to achieve. We don't want to fight with anybody. We don't want to show anybody, but we want to partner with great farmers here. You can hear, VKB is here. I tell them every day where to get off and do what we need to do. And they know. Land Bank didn't give us money. And we never said, no, Land Bank, this and this. No. We are still saying, Land Bank, we are going to do 1, 2, 3 for that person and that person. That's what we do. If I didn't get money from Land Bank, I shouldn't go and bash Land Bank. No. I should encourage others to go and get money at Land Bank because I didn't get it. And then I must show somebody where my mistakes are. So in short, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for coming here to be with me. This is a celebration. This is not a complaint. I'm not complaining here. It's a celebration for seeing us as blacks and whites partnering together and making a difference. We are now going to employ close to about 200 people here in the next 3 years. 200 people will be employed here, full time. 200 people. Come and check me. Come and audit me in the next 2 years. And I want, when I invite either the Premier in our future, these are the things that he must ask me. Pizzo, you said that day, where have you failed? Deputy President was here last year. We planted only 4 hectares. Today, Deputy President, we planted 18 hectares. End of this year, we'll be at 30 hectares here. In the next 5 years, now that we have money now from IDCs here, we'll be planting 100 hectares here. We are not doing any, it's here. So I'm proud to be in association with AFASA, Agri-SA, Hodgro, all of them. I'm living them every day. I'm the chair of ASUF in this country. I chair BRICS Agriculture. I represent BRICS Agriculture in this country. I'm proud to be there because I'm a South African. So these are some of the things that we need to talk about and not limit ourselves to fight amongst ourselves. There's so much to do. I spent 5 months in Russia last year. This year I'm going to Brazil to go and see what are they doing differently via BRICS. Without doing so much, I can talk the whole Deputy President knows that I can talk the whole day. But without wasting time, I'd like to thank everybody for being part of this. We'll see us next time at our Harvest Day. This is going to be a yearly event. going forward. I thank you.
Thank you. Ra leboha re mo pele matsoho hape. Thank you so much. I'm now going to take hands from the public here, the gathering. So I'm going to start this side. As and when we appoint you, please come to the front here. There's a roving mic that will be utilized for all of you. Where? They must come there. Okay. No. I see when I so khethiwat. Ke qala ka mo. Okay, ntate ko le morao mo le wa kepisi. O ka tla papa. Ke fitile ka mo. Ke mona na jwa. Ntate ko le o yeme ka maoto mo le. Ke kopane le latele ntate mo. Mre. Nka re ba le batla mo le. Is that the then ke ona mo we want ba ka ba thobo mmena betat these are my beautiful people. They are going to respond. I'm on this side now. Ke blokombo ke go paole le councilor o bel tsola o fatso tla re botsa ka mane ka dintho ka tente ka briefing
hona le motho mongwe a mane ka mane
re ke nke le khosi ke le antse ba lo jiwa ka Saturday khosi o ka umpo khono bua ka o ase le khosi tlo ndade. But what is this thing now? No,
thank you.
Akso calling that. Then kopale that side now. Motho wa mme ko ka pele ka mo. Wena mang? Eke? Mona ke tluile mo. Ke kile khosi. So I'm here now. I would ask the principal if I can go more hands. Mama told you. Okay, listen, come on now. Skela ipulela line ke MEC al rato kapa program director al rato ma ke tla o gaola ke sa o supa. Ntate ga o tsama ka maeke je.
Okay. Thank you for this opportunity. May I greet.
Okay, let me do this. Ke kopa kaofela re be ready, deputy ministers, councillors, ministers for the questions. I'm not going to repeat them unless there's a problem with the language.
Thank you. Greetings to the Deputy President, all ministers here, MECs, and the Honorable Premier of the Free State. My name is Mfogaza Nampele. I was once the chairperson of African Farmers Association of South Africa in the Free State. I've got two big questions to the Minister of Agriculture and the Minister responsible to land. Re elelletse hore mobu ka morao 1994 ha mobu fitisetswa ho rona batho batsho o fitiswa maplasi ana a gona o sustainer a commercial farmer. One commercial farmer have been subdivided to many farms like plots. Maybe 1,000-hectare farm was subdivided maybe to 100 hectares, and that even if one can try working that land profitably as he can, but he quickly reached the ceiling. So I just want to ask the minister who's responsible for land redistribution, ke plan e fe ya nang le yone ka re alwang hore re hole so as hore re fumane mobu o re ka ra reng o ka kgona hore phedisa. For an example, whenever you produce grains, if you plant maize, for you to be economic viable, you must plant either 200 plus hectares. But now if you have less than 100 hectares, then you are limited and you can't grow as you think.
1 minute.
To the Minister of Agriculture, can you please go to either land bank and all these commercial banks? Yes, there are those opportunities that you have tasked to land bank like blended finance. But really, whenever you go there, you knock the door at land bank or these commercial banks, it is so difficult for one, even if you can try to take audit and see as to how many farmers do benefit from all those. Please, if maybe you can try to simplify the processes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next. Let me advise you, all of you, speakers on the platform, don't introduce yourself and make a historical background of yourself. Just say the name, the organization you are coming from, or the entity you are working in, and then just observe the protocol straight to the point. Okay. It will save you time.
Okay. I can call out ke dumedise ba baholo ba dutseng ka pola rona ke qale ka mo motlatsi wa president wa rona di minister ka tsohle nna ke mo Fokeng ke representa bophelo ba ubuntu ke company e ntjha e butsweng mosebetsi wa rona ke ho kwaela dinete tsa di apole hohle mo jetseng di orchard teng ke rona ba qalang ka di kwaela ke na le director ya rona mona Medi Buseng Mofokeng ke ena director ya bophelo ubuntu e leng company e ntjha ke qale ka ho leboha ntate Sekgoto ka hore fa monyetla wa ho qala ka project ena ya ho kwaela hona tse ba qadile ka 2 hectares jwalo ka project ya batho ba batsho jwale ne ke kopa hore di thusonyana tsa hore ha re na di sebediswa di eni mara ntate Sekgoto le bonto le Remmoho ba itse ba tla re thusa le ntate Kobosi mara re kopa hohle mo le go batho ba ka fa mosebetsi wa ho kwaela dinete bophelo ubuntu boteng ke company e ntjha re na le experience ya ho sebetsa ka dinete jwalo ka more than 25 years ha holo nna ke sebeditse le makgowa di project tse di bona mo ka ofela mo state ke nna la kenya nete mo mara ke sebetsa ka tlasa lekgowa jwale ke bonne hona tsela go le molemo re nka bula company e leng ya go re kopa dithuso mo la ka bele go diteng mara ke tla qala ka ho le baholo re mmoho le ntate Kobosi ka go fa monyetla ona ke a leboha.
Thank you. The next speaker.
Thank you, Program Director. My name is Tami Sibusi. I'm wearing 2 caps. One of AFASA National, the other cap is that of APEC. What prompted me to come was because of what I've heard from the previous speakers that were on the podium, especially the youth. We would like to encourage the youth to be more in farming. And as APEC, I also appreciate what Zoda said about APEC. It's a regulatory body. And APEC as a council, it is not only concentrating on regulating the professions of fresh produce, exports, and livestock agents. We are also looking at transformation. Having heard or having seen the number of youth which are here, when you look at our statistics at APEC, about more than 96% of agents are white. We don't have black agents. So as a result, I would like to invite the youth, the Kodani, all those youth who are interested in becoming agents, first produce agents, export agents, and livestock agents. Talk to her. And the other thing is, Ntate Sekgoto, congratulations on your achievement. Thank you very much. But Ntate Sekgoto is not going to sell his apples. We are going to sell his apples. So we want amongst you youth, the people who are prepared to sell Ntate Schoto's apples in the fresh produce market in Joburg, in the fresh produce market in Pretoria, in the fresh produce market in Cape Town, Durban, and wherever. And we want youth who will be able to sell Ntate Schoto's apples again where? Overseas, in China, in Africa. So if you're prepared to do that, talk to APEC. I know most of you have not yet been aware of APEC, but now, because of our awareness program, I felt that I should be able to state this now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
I would like to thank you, Program Director, and our Deputy President, and our Premier, and all the official government. I'm Loimas Chaba from Harry Smith. I'm here standing for the 8 dairy farmers. We are having a serious challenge around April. Our market is going to leave us. We are struggling a lot with this problem that we have. So we are asking our Premier to help us, because we do get the market, but we don't have the transport. All the markets, they say the price, it's up, more especially when we come into the transport side, because we are only 8, we don't have more volume of milk. So renally problem lining ya Harry Smith 8, but it's not Harry Smith only. Country kaofela more Nestle e collecting libisite. So rikupa too, so because we try to, we are officing ya rona ya agriculture, we try to with a proposal ya truck etla khona hore e collect libisi, because market ra o thola, but challenge e kholo ke yona e ya hore market ba re few volume ya rona e less, so ha ba khone hore ba ka tla ba collect libisi. So ne rekupa thuso Premier.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think officials, particularly those who are from the Free State, for respective departments that you are representing here, please attend to some of the concerns that have been raised by the speakers here. Take their contacts so that we are able also to attend and make follow-ups. Ntate wa o qetela ka lehlakoreng.
Ke lebohile hleng batho ba eso ba ratehang. Ke leboela haholo Ntate Sekgotho ha ile a re bitsetsa moifo tletseng moo hore re tsebe ho etsa jwang, re tsebe ho ntsha ditletlebo tsa rona moo ba le dipuela Sesotho ya le rona ha re buise go wa rona le a mpona ke batla ke le moraong yana mane ka maemo. Ke Ntate Tshabalala ke tswa mane o la Laotendaba e leng Free State mona ka mane ha o ya bo di tleks do bongwana ba bangata ba itse ba Otendaba ke mo what ba iso jwale ke thabile ho ke sa tsebeng hore nang ka iketsang ho latela o thaba ho kweleng ho hore be ka nnete mo president wa rona o teng kwa na monyanyana re tseba o ntsha ditletlebo tsena tse re nang le tsona batho ba iso re na le maplasi re sebeditse re entse ntho tsena ka ofela tse ke nana hore tshwantse di etsahale mare tetello e nngwe e nang le bothata ba le tshwantse re tlo ba fa bona. Last le mo se fitileng ke ile ka fefola ke story sa senya dintho tsa ka tsene ke na le tsona ka ofela go tloa case missing 200 egg bargain 200 bags tsa senya ke pula store se fefuile se makgasa Ntate bana beso ka khumama ka mangwele ya ba bala ke sa gona go nyolo ha bonolo ke mathile ha ona mo ke sa kenang teng ke a hloleha hore ke thuse ke re totally agriculture le land affairs wala re tshwantse re le kae ha rena le mathata jwalo wala ke tshwana le motho a ntsa le ka go nyolowa ho hang ha ke na letho bana beso ditrekere ke tsang di wa tlwa ke letsatsi di gomba di wa tlwa ke letsatsi ha hona ntho ke ifona thuso bana beso ke ye kae jwale ke lebohile Ntate
Ke a leboha re ka lehlakoreng lena jwang Khosi
go tsong ka fela ka tapele ka mona ka pele tlileng rona kwano nna ke Solomon Abraham Mofokeng ke motho e mongwe wa diapoleng tsa ntse Bethlehem Farmer Trust e saleng e tima ka 2016 re qadile ka 1998 ka thata batswadi ha ne ke kala mo ne ke na le 32 years ana ke na le 59 ke tsofetse empa e sale kwala re qadile ka thata ntate re sa robale re matha ka maoto re sena dijo re sena letho jwale se ke se kopang fela ho matona mono ministera le mmemane premier gona ke kopa ro place ene ke e bulehe e sebetse ene le place e better South Africa mona best apple project ke yona nene ke pilot ene le better mara e nyametse mobung fela le fitlela ka jeno e sale re matha hohle Pretoria all over ha ona thuso re thola ke ene ye mmeka mona ntse senya fela.
Okay.
Ya ke place better am pentate best.
Thank you.
Ya lebo.
Next.
Ke leboa tsamaiso ya mosebetsi nna ke le mema mogale ke tla fatentse ntshopollo hai gona re ne re kopa tswe me Maqueen jwale ka ha o le mme wa rona re teletseng pele o ele re na le sebaka mane se setle ma ba bona jwale re kgathe se bile re le bomme ke kene mono ke santsane ke le motjha se bile ke so falla ka hara project ye re lemisa dijalo tse ding sentle hampe re ditamati re di ke mero re sa ntho ngwe re reksetsa community re tlhoka fela bothuso ha ka ra thuso ka terekere se bile ke so falla bona hane be se bile ke sa maka maoto dilemo se kana ka o twa 2011 re ntse re kopa fela o ele motapelo wa rona o mpo re thusi re bomme fela au le ba tlhanka re se bile ba re baleya bona re tsofetse re se re hata ntho e leng re sa bone tema fela a ka nnete batapele ba ka o ele re thusetseng re tsa ntho tse ntle se makatsang ka mono ka fatetsetse ha ntle re batla go bona fatetseng tse di nyolwile a ke re ba e bona le polakenyana fela hape ke le bole makhanselara ka a dihlabeng a tenga go kgothaletsang haholo a re ratang ebile ba re rata ka ofela le majoro wa rona re bane ba re etse ka mahau a re fela ga le bo mme wa ka ba balile ga re sana matla
Ra lebo. Colleagues, I want to repeat again. Officials of the departments, please help the Department of the Premier to get the contacts of these people who are making recommendation directly to the office of the Premier and the departments that are concerned. Please, Ntate Siduso is alone, he ran around, but I can see there are also other officials here. Ntate Mjale fane kopa le eme o emise team ya hao from department ya rona re thusane mo. Mme ko qeta o bua mo. Next mama.
Ke a leboha MC wa rona ke lebohe le moifo wa mmuso haholo mme Maqueen ngwana na mokgobedu re o tshepile nna ke mme Agnes Gameni ke tswa projecteng ene ntate wa qetang ho bua ka yona SA ya na bua mona ine kopantse bomme le bontate ya Bethlehem Farmers Trust. Project yenu isali ikwalwa ka 2015. Iduti fela ha hona ntho etswang mono. Ile ya tsamaya ya rekiswa ke motho ana re tshwere e ba reng ke Peter Fourie. O shwela hona tje. Jwale rona re setse re sokola ha ke ba go bua ditori tse ngata project eo e ne le productive ne re exportela China bo Ghana bo Africa kwana re etsa target ya bo 18 million ke le jwetso re ne re hira le batho ba bohlokong mona ba thola msebetsi 900 plasing ya batho le packhouse yena mema miki kabati hana lu agriculture una re rekele packhouse yeo iduti fela hona tjena ke le hala mashodu re a kopa mmuso wa rona re kopa le ke le re shebele ntho ya rona re kopa tshehetso hobane ka rona le Oslo a itseng a batlang 4 million hore a reke place eno ya rona re kopa mpele mamele taba ya rona re kopa thuso a se belief ka leboha
mama.
Right. I thank everyone for this opportunity to come and present my concern here. I want to thank all government officials, dignitaries, everyone who's here. My issue is private. I desperately need to have only 5 minutes with the Deputy President. Just 5 minutes. I'm not going to take the whole day with him. Only 5 minutes. Because we all know it's very difficult. It's very difficult to get opportunity to talk to these high figures, political figures. I desperately need to talk to him 5 minutes. I know he's got bodyguards. Nothing is going to happen.
Okay, arrête Jena. Ke kopa o fane ka mic. A o sa kgone ho botsa potso wa mo ke tla romela manqosa o wena ba o hlalosetse tswa jwang.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Honorable Program Director, all the protocol observed. Makubalo Slate from Fitzburg. When you marry a wife, you decide upon the type of marriage you are engaging. It may be in community of property or out of community of property. But unto myself, I'm married out of community of property. And then my wife is a trustee at on a farm that is called Boiteko Farming Trust. Boiteko Farming Trust is situated 57 kilometers from Fitzburg, 35 kilometers from Senegal, and 45 kilometers from Rosendal. My concern, and as I'm sending the message to Honorable Premier, Honorable MEC Elizabeth Rokma, that farm has been occupied by foreign nationals who are coming from Lesotho. And then these people are brought there by some of the trustees for the purpose of grazing land and making money as individuals. I'm so worried. I'm not a trustee, but my wife is a trustee. Although we are married out of community of property. The land was acquired in 1998. The child who was born in 1998 is approximately 27 years old now. But that land is left being disabandoned. Daardie land behoort aan buitenlanders van Lesotho. Niemand gee om met daardie land, maar ek is bekommerd oor die land, want ek werk die land. En ek dink die regering van Vrystaat gaan my help. Asseblief, premier.
Okay, thank you. Bontate Ari Luxenjena here. At least there were people who were interpreting for the ministers. I'm just worried about deputy ministers because I might request them to come and respond on some of the issues. But generally, the questions have been about the support that farmers need. Some are the ones who are saying, we had this, but we lost this particular property. We still need to do something on the farming, but we are not getting any assistance. The other chap is the one who lost the storeroom. So he has to start afresh because that storeroom was swept by the floods and there is absolutely nothing today. He has run all over through all the departments and he does not get assistance. So he wanted to know if he can get any kind of assistance from the land reform and others. But majority of them were comments, particularly this side, who were encouraging young people and encouraging everyone who gets into this business to get into this business with passion, not only trying to make money. But there's nothing wrong when they make money, but we still have to have an element of passion. This side, at least the last speaker, I'm sure Abatamaya Kiri Marshals. Okay, thank you. So the last speaker was clear. All of us we hear you. Out of community of property, in community of property. So And then the two people were just complaining about the project that was abandoned next to Bethlehem. And they said they used to make the produces that they were also selling them outside the country and here in Africa. So they are requesting the Premier if she can do the same thing that we have done with this one. And then there was I think it was the Kosi and Umama. So I think they are all there. But for those who did not have any opportunity to ask, maybe because we are Saba or what, deputy ministers and councillors, they will be here. If you can just quickly write something to me, directly to the department that you are raising your concern to, then I will give them, and maybe before we leave, you might have your answers. But please put your contact details so that they are able to contact you if there are other people who will need to make some follow-ups. So anyone with a concern, except councillors and ourselves as MPLs and MPs, anyone from business associations and farmers associations and the community, you are now allowed to write anything down, your concern, and then bring them here on the on the podium, then I will help you. So without much ado now, I will request firstly the Minister of Agriculture to respond, then followed by Minister of Land Reform, and then it will be deputy ministers who, any one of them has an answer on any question that was raised, and the MECs. That is the news.
Dumelang. Lekai. Kia bocha. Deputy President, thank you very much for the opportunity to be part of your program today, along with our fellow ministers, deputy ministers, my very good friend MEC Rockman, who works very closely with the department, and her fellow MECs, but of course most importantly our agriculture family. So I want to say a huge thank you first to everybody here who's involved in agriculture, whether you're a small-scale farmer, whether you're a large commercial farmer. I want to say thank you, and you should give yourselves a round of applause, because you are growing South Africa, you're feeding South Africa, and you're making sure that our economy is growing. It's been very interesting today to see this wonderful project. And you know, I really wish that those people who criticize from the outside the work that we're doing to bring people together in agriculture could see the type of successful project that is taking place here today. Because it is about partnership. It's about mixing experienced farmers and big commercial farmers with small-scale farmers. It's about knowledge sharing. It's about coming together in the agricultural sector and sharing the expertise. And there is more than enough space for everybody in agriculture. The Agricultural and Agro-Processing Master Plan that our department is responsible for looks at ways about how we can include those in the agricultural space in the value chains, how we can make sure that we're making space for smaller farmers within those value chains as well. But at the same time, making sure we're providing the same type of support and services that the big commercial agricultural sectors need. And so in doing so, we can grow the sector and move people through the various stages from subsistence farming into commercial agriculture. And we've heard many of those stories today about people who have started small but are now in charge of multi-million rand opportunities. And to do that, you need a department that is ready and able to assist, and that is what we have set out to be. An agricultural department that is responsive, that is understanding of the needs. And I've heard two big queries today and big cries for help. The first is support, particularly from a financial perspective. And I'm very glad that we've got the land bank here, and the land bank is capacitated. But we do need to do more to find more patient capital for the agriculture space in South Africa. And our department is busy looking at different models to access patient capital. Backing an agricultural process and an agricultural operation is not like giving somebody money to start a spaza shop. You give somebody the money to start a spaza shop, from day one they've got the stock, they're selling it, there's money coming in. As you know, with agriculture, sometimes you wait a year, 2 years, 3 years before you start to see the income coming in. And so we do need to access through both commercial banks, but also through the blended finance schemes, that patient capital that help people to be able to do that. And so, in doing so, we have to make sure that we're providing abilities to farmers to be viable, sustainable, and profitable. And no farmer, whether they're an emerging farmer or a commercial farmer, is asking for special treatment. They're just saying, give us a fair shot to be able to compete in the market. We've heard as well the development and the length of time it takes to get an orchard like the one we see behind us up and running. And it takes blood, sweat, and tears. And we need to be able to attract more young people, women, and those who are disabled into the sector. And so I'm very glad to see Farm Boy here. I don't know where Farm Boy's gone, where he's obviously gone to go and get the harvest in or plant. But we need to get young people in. And there's so many exciting things happening in agriculture to attract young people. Agriculture is not just about putting something in the ground and watching it grow. It's science, it's technology, it's mechanization, it's economics. It's studying and understanding weather and rainfall patterns. It's about understanding water. And there's so many innovations and innovative space now for young people to access the agricultural sector, and we need to open it up. And we can do that by focusing and spending a lot more time and effort on our agricultural colleges and our agricultural schools, and making sure that we're developing a pipeline of young farmers that are coming through the system, that are able to step out and step into the fields. And yes, Minister Nyonso and I have got to provide them and assist them with land, and we've got to make sure that we're providing programs for assistance. But in this regard, I want to also say thank you to the commodity organizations, but also organized agriculture, who are stepping in and helping out. Now, you may have seen I got into a bit of trouble recently because of the levy system. That people were concerned that a portion of the levy was going towards what they said was BEE. But what it actually is, it's going towards empowering small-scale farmers at farm level with the skills that they need, with the assistance that they need to be able to get out there and compete fairly. They're not asking for special treatment. They're saying, give us a chance to be able to start at the same starting point so that we can then run a fair race together. And so I said very clearly, this department would be committed to making sure that we're working for everybody in the agricultural sector, not just for commercial agriculture, not just for emerging farmers, but working to harmonize and partner the entire sector, using our commodity organizations, using the incredible work being done by organized agricultural bodies, and also then partnering them with government organizations like the Land Bank, the IDC, and others, so we can unlock that potential. And then we've got to find markets for our goods. Having walked through this wonderful pack house, and it was so inspiring to see this story today, to Pizzo and the team, and the work that they've done here is just incredible. It's inspiring. And to see what they've been able to do. Now, our job as agriculture is to go and find markets now for those apples. So we can get those apples overseas, so that they can be in the hands of those people who want it. And why is it important? Because the more apples we get overseas, the more money and revenue comes in to these operations. The more money and revenue that comes in, the bigger they can grow. And the more they can grow, the more jobs and more opportunities they create right here at this level. So finding these markets for our goods is going to be so important. That's why we were very excited, Deputy President, in the last 2 weeks to have opened up the market to Thailand for apples, again, after 16 years, we're now sending apples into Thailand, and we've got to go and find those others. Where there have been projects that haven't worked, we obviously stand ready, Premier and MEC, to see how we can assist you at from the national department level to be able to get those projects up and running, provided we can make them viable, sustainable, and profitable in the long term. But I want to just say to everybody who made inputs today, I want them to know very clearly, they have a government that is on their side. This is a government that wants to work with you and to partner with you to be able to allow you to become all you can be, but also to make your businesses successful and your farming operations successful. So I will close where I left off, Deputy President, by saying thank you very, very much to everybody in the agriculture family for what you are doing every day to make life better for our country, for our economy, and for our food security. Because without food security in South Africa, we will be in deep trouble. We've seen what happens in other countries when food security is no longer assured. It always leads to social unrest. And so each and every one of you are playing a huge role today in assisting us to get the country moving forward, to grow our economy, to create jobs. And for that, I say, Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Thank you.
Minister, Land.
Thank you, Program Director, Deputy President, Premier, Minister, Deputy Ministers, MECs, and everybody, greetings and good day. The first question, DP, is about viability of land. And we are working hard to make sure that we avail land, in particular to black farmers. And that is why, DP, we've just submitted a bill talking about equitable access to land, so that we make sure that our people get access to land, so that they grow and become commercial farmers, because we can't remain small-scale farmers forever. At some point, we must pass that stage. Second question is about land post-settlement support. And post-settlement support is a problem in this department, because we give people land today and we don't give them anything, and we think of giving them something after 3 years or 4 years. And when you get there, already they've given that land to somebody else. So we must make sure that as we give people land, we must also give them support in terms of finance. And I also think, DP, we must have a serious meeting with the land bank, because every day farmers are complaining to us that land bank is only supporting white people. They are not supporting black farmers. And every time when they make applications, they get declined. They are given conditions. So we must also talk to them so that it also addresses the post-settlement support. The one about Bethlehem Farmers Trust, it's not clear whether it's a trust or a CPA. It is also not clear whether this land belongs to Mr. Fure or it was given to the CPA. I think we must have a meeting outside of this with them, including the petition, DP, that was submitted to me as I was seated there. I think I need to sit down with them before I leave here, including officials, because the petition is against officials of the department. So maybe before we leave here, let's have a meeting with those people who have submitted this petition with the officials of the department, so that we have a way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Sadan. I just want to check with the DMs if there's anyone who wants to say something. Excuse. No problem.
Sanibonani molweni mandigangathe phezu kwale protocol seyibekiwe. Let me endorse the already established protocol to save my time. What we need to say, these two deputy ministers were in a cluster because they deal with what agriculture deals with. We do know that there's a great need for farm workers to have decent place to stay when they work hard in all our farming communities, including those who are families that farm. They should ensure the welfareness of all farm workers. We cannot forget to mention them when we are here as farmers, especially farmers at this level. Two, it is also very critical that when we think about training of young people, it's the actual TVET colleges that must work directly with such level of farmers, simply because they have to go to the farm. It does not help much when you have master's degree, doctorate in agriculture, because it is indeed about experiential learning on the ground. I therefore say this to the group that invited us today, to be able to open their doors. I do know they can do more, better, effective training, even to a farmer of my age. When I go to a farm, to be a farmer, I believe they can teach me more, because it's sort of a placement. But DP agriculture is no longer offering that when you finish your classroom education, you are placed in a farm so that you finish kuthiwa placement. Banemadlana koyibhatalayo wena kuplacewe kuwe. All students of late come for interviews and complain a lot, DP. But sometimes if you ask what type of an animal is this one, you have to actually look underneath. You cannot see that this is a bull. Hayi kuzofuneka ukuthi ayoyikroba okanye lithokazi. So zezinto ke zoba awunoqala ukubona inkomo ngale mini ophangela. Akho nto ininzi ndizoyixela, but importantly, people to people. Farmers must go to other farmers. Farmers must share, even if they are in not that category of actually farming. But indeed, climate change is here. Indeed, environment must help us. We must plant more trees to protect our fruit like this one. And so big wind that blows everything away, even pollen. It's very important that we all talk one language insofar as land. It is not a land care. It is not only for someone, it's for the nation. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Sanibonani. Ninjani? Ligama lami njengoba bangishilo ngingibhenisi ngwakaSwartz, ngingDeputy Minister waka Forestry, Fisheries and the Environment. What I want to say is that to the farmers and the people in the agricultural space is that we all know that climate change has got an impact on the environment, and especially around farmers who experience floods, who experience fires and droughts. So we are working very well with MEC Rockman, and we want to say that emerging farmers through the MEC, it's a must. You must form fire protection associations, because we cannot let you as farmers not have fire breaks at your farms. And we cannot have people who claim that I'm a private landowner and the Felt and Fires Act says that I may. We are going to change that act before the end of the year, because we are going to get all fire protection associations under one roof in the 9 provinces, because we cannot let people say that I'm a private landowner, so it is not my duty. Because the fires we had 10 years ago is not like the fires we have now because of climate change. So we cannot have people who say that I may, it's going to be a must. And also that we have partnered with the Free State and all provinces, but we must applaud the Free State that we brought the 1 million tree program to the Free State, which is a presidential program. And we applaud you, Premier, that you have equally through your EXCO signed 1 million trees as the Free State. And we are urging farmers to support the MEC, because it is everybody's duty to take trees as an important part of the environment. When you wake up in the morning, when you breathe, it's because of trees. Now uvuke ekuseni uvula amehlo utithola usaphefumula ungekho emoshari kungenxa yesihlahla, because we get oxygen from the trees. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let me also recognize MEC Ntate Saki Mokoena, MEC responsible for COGTA and Human Settlement. Ntate Mokoena. Thank you. And then ke ka utlwa yo di MEC Ntate Mbalula. There were 2 questions.
Dumelang. Groet op Almantees. Siyanibulisa nonke. Deputy President, Ministers present, the Premier, Deputy Ministers, MECs present, traditional leadership, councillors that are present, and the Mayor that has welcomed us so nicely. Thank you very much. There are basically 2 questions that have been posed. First one relates to the state of roads. We totally agree that it's a relevant question, because what we came here to do today at some point must end up in certain markets. And for that to happen, proper roads need to be there available to transport what farmers are producing to relevant markets. I must say that we have established collaborative working relationships with some farmer associations, wherein we meet from time to time and advise one another regarding the road networks around the farming communities, that we can work together to both make sure that they are in a proper state to allow inconveniencing to farmers. That's the first point. And some of these working relationships are taking place on a monthly basis. The memorandum that has been presented here will give ourselves time to go through it again, encourage collaboration, and see how far we can go. The second point relates to the security in the farms. I must say that our platform to engage with such issues remains the National Rural Safety Strategy. In the Free State, we were able towards the end of last year to bring together different stakeholders, including associations, to come and see as the Free State, how can we give effect to that National Rural Safety Strategy.
There are a lot of issues that we agreed upon, including the use of technology in the form of drones and other things that can enhance security in the farms. I must say that part of our challenge we face is what I say is now the borders of the Free State with Lesotho that has basically pushed into the Free State in this manner. When you go to some of these bordering areas, Free Staters are also complicit in the sense that we do allow Lesotho nationals to bring their cattle to graze in the Free State, and they pay a fee for that. But we are complicit in the sense that we encourage other attendant problems to that. We even employ some of them that do not have proper papers. Last year, we took a tour of about 420 kilometers of the borderline stretch, starting down in the Free State up to the Mononsa border post in Kwakwa. We were not working alone. We were again working with farmer associations, the National Defense Force, the police, and other stakeholders. What we found is that we basically have a non-existent border. In some areas, as you approach, you'll see cattle grazing on the Free State side. As you approach, these animals are just taken over the border. And these people will just be standing there looking at you. Immediately when you pass, the same thing happens again. So it's a big problem. But we're determined to work collaboratively to make sure that we deal with it. We are part of the three groups that are working on the issue. The southern part, which is a cross-border collaboration, the central, and the northern. This morning at 7 o'clock, we're in Kwakwa, again looking at the theft, stock theft issue. Several of them have been arrested there. We impounded some sheep. So even right inside Kwakwa. So in that sense, the borders we have been pushed into the Free State. When you go to Tabansu, actually I was telling a colleague over there that in one of the operations we undertook in Tabansu, we found animals that belong to a Lesotho national who is working in the mines in Rustenburg, but he's got animals there and crawls in Tabansu. The same problem exists in areas like Botshabelo, but we continue to conduct operations. All these animals, ultimately, they are taken to Gauteng, where they are sold, because apparently it's a big market there. But we'll continue to work with all interested parties to make sure that we bring the problem under control. The issue of the roads as well, during the budget vote, I will be announcing some of those that we are also going to further implement when we start the new financial year. But from time to time, we do provide the yellow fleet. In some instances, when we do that, the farmers themselves will bring something on the table, be it a diesel and other needed resources to make sure that we maintain the roads properly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we have arrived at a time where I must now call upon the Premier to come and say a few and introduce the Deputy President. But before then, you know, in the Free State most we are known with halala halala. So fortunately amongst ourselves, we have the former Premier Memantombela who championed the halala. Memantombela, can you greet the people? The former Premier of the Free State. Halala Memantombela halala. Thank you.
Halala. Program Director Rekilebo Entertainment Maqueen. Kisa Tlhompho Deputy President wa rona Mashatile. Ki se hlompho ho Minister wa rona Land Reform and Rural Development, Ntate Mzwanele Nyontsho. Ki dumedise Ntate Steenhuisen, Minister wa rona wa Agriculture. Le utlwile GNU a dumedisa ka yona kere. Deputy Ministers, ke le hlomphile kakhulu. Ki se hlompho members of the Executive Council present here. Marena arona ki a le dumedisa ke be ki se hlompho ho marena arona a mona Freistata. Kantle ho lona ha re letho. Ki le se hlompho Executive Mayor wa rona Tate Tseki a feleditswe ke the Deputy Speaker o Sinthabeleng Mofokeng Kobitsa o si fela fanda ga mona. Ki se hlompho hape Homme Mantombela, our former Premier ya Free State. Deputy President, next time you visit this province, Retoya Plasinya me Mantombela, unta lema mono, she's starting Lena in agriculture. But she's just good at Horekhadisa. Otare bontsha mokopu fela Facebook, kapa o rumelona le mae but ha o re wa o batla. I hope this time Hareta Utata Plasinya me Mantombela Obani o Kente Mohoma Mobung Wasebeta Kamono Hadula Fen. Thank you very much, me Mantombela, for gracing this occasion as well. Isa from Poholo to the host, Remmoho. Tatsilena Ukulu, Aurusupika Munwan. Kabana Tabile, you are in that mood. Or utlisite leadership, yeah, nationally, yeah, province. Thank you very much. And that kise hlompo holo na kaofela balenteng ka mona dihwai tse santsane di tla le bohle who's got an interest in agriculture, and I think seriously mona ko bane le na le interest in agriculture. That kise hlompo hape ho media houses that are here, that toto ke go pound tumelle kere ke le boeleng tata me mona ka sebetare nna ha ke a tlhakanela dithoto ho tsho go mbokoto wa hae o tshwere. Allow me first to express my gratitude to all of you who participated in this significant event. As a province, we are delighted that you join us, not only for the celebration of the Remmoho Harvest Day, but also to share with us your knowledge and ideas to shape our resolve to transform the agriculture sector. Our meeting here collectively as the three spheres of government, developmental funding institutions, commodity organizations and associations, organized agriculture, farmers, as well as other stakeholders, is a practical demonstration of the district development model at work. The Free State Provincial Government remains committed to invest in black commercial farmers to achieve our vision of socio-economic growth and development, transformation and job creation. Mufutano wa project o re kopantse mona tsatsing lena ke engwe ya di project tse ileng hore ka hara temo yena rona re hlomphile haholo mme ibile re le mmuso ona Freistata re bone ele eleng ya di project tse ileng hore di tlo contribute haholo to the country's economy, le job creation, food security, rural development and foreign exchange earnings for the country. Undoubtedly, this fruit farming is also a reliable supplier of high quality fruits. Re di jele di apole, re di utlwile hore ke tsona ha se tse kentsweng Spade. Jwalo ka province, re hlwaile tsoseletso ya mofuta o tjena wa project hore e be tse ding tsa di project tse re di hlomphang haholo ebile re di supporta re le mmuso wa Freistata hobane re batla ho bona re unlockile the economic potential of the Eastern Free State and Thabo Mofutsanyana as a district. We have no doubt that it will also help to grow the economy of our province. We believe that investment in this industry will benefit all farmers through the established sector that employs advanced agricultural practices, uses modern technologies and innovations to withstand various challenges such as water scarcity, climate change, and pests and diseases. Deputy President, We are pleased that the IDC has now come on board and accepted this project for further investment. This additional investment by the IDC will expand the scope and accelerate the implementation. I also want to take this opportunity to appreciate the focus, dedication, and commitment of Remmoho investment to bring this project to fruition. Sorry. This is the second harvest season that we celebrate following our decision to invest in this kind of project. The investment value that Remmoho has placed in this project is impressive. The partnership with state farmers, growers, and share membership to Maluti Fruit Pty Ltd also demonstrate that transformation of the agricultural sector can be achieved, resulting in a fully inclusive and growing economy. The Remmoho Apple project holds all the key components of what we define as a catalytic project. Its immediate potential for job creation is realized in the planting, harvesting, and post-harvesting stages. The project will furthermore unlock opportunities in the agro-logistics and skills development areas. We call upon all farmers, relevant and interested stakeholders to take up this opportunity of creating a hub of apple farming and apple juice concentrate. The success of this project will be a game changer. To the economy of this region and of the province as a whole. We wish to encourage ongoing research and development efforts along with collaboration between farmers, government institutions, and private entities to sustain the momentum of this project. Deputy President, my plea to those who are growing in this industry, ba contributan to katleho ya rona. Hobane nakong re nahana hore re fihlile hodimo re lebetse bathong ba ne ba tjhekela di-pipe mona ba etsa bonnete ba hore diapole tsena di ba hantle ebe ha re le tjena re bua le baetapele fela re sa re letho ka basebetsi. Today ke batla hore basebetsi ba polasing ena re na le lona re le mmuso ebile le lona re tlo le tshehetsa hore mesebetsi ya lona ebe mesebetsi e leng hore e tla le thusa mona. Once sometime the Deputy President hane re na le Minister Nyonsomane Melkral re fumane mathata hore yes, we are growing as farmers, but some of us are exploiting our workers. We are saying to you, hare fedise ntwe eo, as you grow, respect labor laws of this country and protect abasebezi. Abasebezi are very important to the contribution ya your success. To my councillor Aaron, ke kopa re bue le lona hape tsatsing lena hore a ke re thuseng ka ntwena ya land invasion a re ska ra emelang batho ba dule kgwedi e be le hona, because the more we allow people to buy place hohle mon reduce le yona industry na rona ka hobane ha ona mo di kgomo di lo fulang teng, ha ona mo re tla hlolang re expanda teng. And le hopolo hore ha re ntse re dumella ba ipehi hohle re sa regulate dintho tsa rona, these farmers di a baleya le tsona because ba tshaba hore jwale batho ba tla closer ba kanna ba senyelwa. Ha re re batho ke mashodi ba re ha re sebetse mmo le mmuso in making sure that we don't allow this thing hore every day hona le batho ba ipeileng ba qetella ba ipeile ka ra national roads. Program Director, today is also an important occasion for us to host this inter-ministerial visit led by our Deputy President. The focus of this visit includes other matters of importance, particularly to the agriculture and land reform. Deputy President, unbonise into athi yabona ke bayalima ama-apile ngoku ezinye ziyawa. Ngoku xa bekune abayenza ipiggery bebezocollecta apha ke ngoku nabo zitye ihagu apho ngoba zizinyathele eza apili phaya sishiye phaya. So ona re bontsha hore ha re Deputy President a bua mona mhlomo o tla re bontsha level chain dintho tse ding ka dinka hanyane, but o tlo thola hore ke dintho tse leng hore ha re bula market re khothaletse one project can create many more other projects out of just one project. ore he ke leboe motsotso ona pele ke leboa ntate Mbalula ke kopa di relationship tse re di entseng le farmers unions. Every time hona le this kind of engagements, retola this memorandum DP, and they reflect a bit as if we don't have this relation. We've been having a DP, the farmers, but through their unions, they were even able to identify roads. This government idiots. We got a program in this province, re-graveling of roads. Rebafa that opportunity for them to identify those roads. So every time on a location, and Hamani Deputy President, Free State has turned into construction site. Baba Tango Buan today, Baka corner to corner, every district, Hona Liditsela in the Free State. Repartnerily Hamole Sandral, it is the project in this financial year. Say more than about, I think it's more than 3 billion. And one of those roads, a DP, Ilota Maya, the farm between Scotland, so Harabatara Kopan every time you make a Muson of Free State, how it's a little. Leatseba, clock on Leno, the contractor, Dikenimo, Rebiziri Tusa, Resebeta more Lebona di farmers. Orikelebo here. Make it untate arete nkasheko ilengena Deputy President Aron ha o hloka halo re ke motsebise na kwetelele wa tseba la go ntate Paul Mashatile ke mongwe wa baetapele be le gore la ba tseba kaofela mona country a servile maemong a mangata hampe ele moetapele mona empa ke batlang go ihlalosa tsatsing lena ke ofela ke hlola ku tlo ba re o hlaetse Alexander mara ke a tseba go tho hlaetse Pitori so re ska ba ga hlola re confuse that thing ntate otswa Alexander so o ila tshwara di portfolio tse ngata santsane o tloa bochemba hae o fihlela a hola e le hore o ntse le mogatong ena ya dipolitiki o holetse mona DP ke kopa o ntumelle hape ke ba jetse hore I was once an organizer with you ya ANC kore re leadwa hona re tsamaretsa di recruitment le bontate Paul Mashatile so ilaba Moetapela holo man Gauteng o le di portfolio tse different le MEC wa safety ba MEC wa housing a qetella ile le premier ya ba deputy minister wa arts and culture ya ba minister wa arts and culture so nka bua ka ena ka nete ke tla utlwisa hore re bua ka motho e leng hore o tseba government ena o fitile hohle ke o testile hohle metsatsing lena aba mane mo e leng hore o la retella pele for selemonyana mane ba bo premier a tswa mono a la parliamente meka sheko ke kopa o presenter holona ntate Paul Mashatile eleng our deputy president. Thank you very much.
Le kadula fatshe ke a leboga Premier for that introduction. It is true what the Premier just said. I was born in a place called Gerardsville. It's in Pretoria. But I grew up in Alexander Township. And this place, Gerardsville, was actually a farm, Mamkapa. So andikala ukufika farming. Ndazalwa khona before I went to the township. So thank you very much, Premier, for that introduction. Hakilebuhe, Program Director, Waruna. Kilebuhe, Premier Waruna. Maqueen, Letsoha-Mathae, who just introduced me. And then I heard some people saying, Mama Action. So I said to her, uzokushaya unomvula wena. So tshwantse ke khabise ka mama action wa Free State ke protector olomo leskalwana. But thank you very much, Premier. I want to greet Minister of Agriculture, Minister John Steenhuisen, Minister of Land Reform and Rural Development, Minister Mzwanele Nyonso. Ke dumedisa di Deputy Ministers kaofela tse di leng teng. You have all been introduced. I don't think I saw any MP, but if they are here, we recognize them. Our former Premier of the Free State, Mantombela Kutleba Ruteng somewhere. Alala Mantombela alala. Okay, ubona jwala. Ukense kie ya kofamungwe. Let me also greet our district mayor, the mayor of the area where we are, our host, Mayor Ditlhabeng, Mayor Tseki, all MMCs and councillors who are here today, Marena Rona Linteng, our traditional leaders, Realidumedi Salilona, Kidumedi Sehape, the farming community, the representatives from the farming community, the farmers union, but also our community members who are here and the community groupings that are here, the agribusiness partners and other business people who are here. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you, good afternoon, Dumela. Ke ile ka fihla mo tulong yena last year. Ha ke hopola hantle ntate Scott, it was March last year, somewhere around there. I was invited ke bontate Pitso le Remmoho investment to come and see their investment. And the reason Ntate Pitso invited me because he knew that I'm passionate with agriculture. And when I met him 17 years ago, he was a cattle farmer in the Free State. And he talked to me on how I can support them and so on and so on. So when I heard that he's involved in this, I said, I want to come and see what you are doing. I think one should say what is happening here is real progress. And we came again at the right time because they are harvesting. Even last time when I came, they were busy harvesting, so I was fortunate to eat some apples. They are harvesting because harvesting is a result of hard work. You don't just, harvest. You start by ensuring that you grow, you plant, you grow, you nurture these things, and therefore they will give you the results. That's why they are harvesting now. Now, Ntate Pitso, before we came here, he said, yes, there are people here who might raise challenges, but the main thing today is to celebrate We want to celebrate this success. When they were given support by the Free State government some few years ago, 18 million rand, baqala mosebetsi ona. Later on, now the IDC, about another 70 or 80 million. They are succeeding in what they are doing. So I want to say, Ntate Pitso and Lebao Sebetsan Lebonor, Hakatla Kilimung Kajen Wabona, I'm accompanied Kimatuna Muso, all the ministers, deputy ministers, Renale the Premier, the MECs, Bo Mayor Joale. And the main thing that makes us to come here like that is because we are coming here to support. We want to see more. You are doing well, but we want to see more. I was saying to my team as we were leaving the processive plants that next time when we come back here, there must be more than one processing plants. Why not 10 processing plants? I agree the demand is high out there. You are processing, you are exporting to the Middle East, you are processing and exporting to the UK, to most parts of Africa. So the demand is there for apples. So why not have more processing plants? Also, Tate Pitso was saying, if they get resources ministers, they will also start producing juice, right? Ama juice. They don't have the equipment, they need support. So much as we have supported them as government to produce apples, we must support them down the value chain. And I like what the Premier said, that some of the apples that fall down, they are rotten. There can be another value chain of feeding them to the pigs. I don't know if there is farmers here who are involved in piggery. Habalinteng, the apple kitsena, the toleng, go and feed, so that this value chain must grow. Now, we were very lucky this morning because when we arrived, we were given an opportunity to go around. Railobona Maluti Apple Pack House and the State Apple Farm, Ratlarafitlamona, and we saw how they are growing apples and they are harvesting. Now, Ntate Pitso has already told us how they are going to expand. I won't talk about that. Just to say that you have our support as you expand. And Minister Steenhuisen said, you need markets when you expand. So that's where we must work with you, because as you expand, you need more markets where you can send your goods. Program Director, it is commendable that the apple production and agro-processing project has made such significant headway, which includes transformation. We like this transformation because haritlamona farm ya Maqueen or farm ya Batwapreabona lesebetsa mmogo. So we encourage this partnership. There's a lot of land here, and Minister Noncho, we want to see acceleration of land reform. That's one of the responsibility the President has given me. He said, I want you to go and accelerate land reform. Make sure that more of our people have access to land. And as they have access to land, they'll be able to deal with their challenges. Deputy Minister Mambehlala, farm workers need housing, decent housing. So as we provide more land, masibancede abantu babathole izindlu, decent housing. But we also want to see people farming. We want to see more black farmers. So I'm happy that here you are working together, Kuobos, Yelaverksam, Medbitso and others. You must continue this. But in a country where black people are so many, we want to see many black farmers. Mamkap, Minister Steenhuisen, we want to see more black farmers. I'm happy that there was a young man here who was, we were told that he's a farmer, very passionate, farmer boy, they call him, very passionate. We are happy, farmer boy. Mobilize more young people to come into this sector. I was very pleased when I went to KwaZulu-Natal, I think it was last year, or it may even be 2023. When I visited KZN, I found more young farmers who are women. And they stood there to speak, and all of them said, Deputy President, I employ so many people. Another one, I employ so many people. And they said, all we need is access to additional funding. We know how to do the work. We are farmers. And if I'm not wrong, they are all less than 30 years. Young. So I support the enthusiasm that I see that we are now bringing young farmers on board. Let young people come into this sector. Program Director, the President recently signed the Expropriation Act. And through this law, we want to make sure that more people have access to land. And now there were some people making a lot of noise that we want to grab people's farms and so on. Some people will even say we are killing farmers. Ayikho leyo nto. There are no farmers that are being killed in South Africa by us. Yes, we know that there have been criminal activities in some farms. That's why we are encouraging the implementation of the rural safety strategy. Before I came here yesterday, I said to Ndu in my office, I want the Minister of Police to be part of this program. When we go out, if the minister can't come, the deputy minister and the officials to work with us as we deal with this program of agriculture and land reform so that we can deal with safety of the farming community. Not just farmers, even ordinary members in the farm workers themselves, they must be protected. That's what we must do. So you must not be afraid. There's nobody who's out there to grab anybody's land. The Appropriation Act has got proper procedures that are set to deal with the issue of expropriations of land. Section 25 of the Constitution allows the state to expropriate property for a public purpose or in the public interest with appropriate and equitable compensation mechanisms. Even where the Act talks about nil compensation, there are still processes that are followed where there are engagements, etc., to arrive at the position where the government then expropriate land. But there's another problem in South Africa that many of us are scared to talk about. We are one driver in all the provinces. You know, I drove this morning from Johannesburg. There are huge farms. Since I left my house, I was passing huge tracts of land, farms. And I have no doubt that some of the people who own those farms are not even in South Africa. It's a problem. And I'm not saying go grab their farms. The Freedom Charter said the people shall share. Yeah, we want to share this land because we also want to farm. Who said black people don't want to farm? Now there's another problem. They say that when we give people land, they start fighting, and then the projects don't proceed. We need to fix that, especially with the CPAs. When you get land, work together to make the land productive. Why are we fighting? Because if we don't make the land productive, then it means the program of land reform is not succeeding. So siyacela, let us not fight. Let us till the land. Let us make the land productive. I'm going to continue to work with the Minister of Agriculture and Land Reform and the other officials who are involved in this. Will work with the provinces through the DDM approach so that we know that together we can accelerate this program and make it work. We must address historical injustices and ensure that more people get involved because we want the agricultural sector to succeed. I was saying to Minister Steenhuisen and Minister Noncho this morning that I'm not happy that when the Minister of Finance was talking about the GDP numbers, he said agriculture didn't do well in the previous year. We want agriculture to be one of the biggest sectors that contribute to the GDP of South Africa. So let's change it around. Let's make sure that agriculture must not be down there. I think if I'm correct, the Minister of Finance said it contributed less than 4%, something like that. We want it to grow. We want to see agricultural up there competing with mining and the other sectors of the economy. And because if mining, if agriculture grows, it means we can employ more people. And that is very important. I was told when we had the processing plant that in this project they are already employing a lot of people. And as they expand, Ntate Pitso said, we want in the next 5 years to be employing 200, how many? 200, yes. just in a processing plant. But if you multiply this processing plant, you expand the farm production, you will employ more and more and more people. And that's what we want to see happening. Let me just give you some good statistics briefly. Since the inception of land reform program in 1994, a total of 5.3 million hectares of land has been acquired through land redistribution, benefiting over 315,000 persons, inclusive of labor tenants, farm dwellers, and extension of security of tenure occupiers. But we want to see more of this happening. These numbers, Minister Noncho, must grow even bigger. It is also important to know that the 5.3 million hectares include the 2.4 million hectares acquired through the proactive land acquisition strategy. So, am I happy with these numbers? I would say we are doing something, but we can do more, Minister Noncho. That's why we use the word accelerate. Let's do more, let's do more. Baningi abantu abafuna umhlaba. Baningi abantu abafuna ukulima. Baningi abantu abafuna izindlu, decent housing. So let's accelerate. We're going, with the ministers, one of the things we're going to do is to work with the CPAs. I get disturbed when I hear that the CPAs are fighting and projects are collapsing. So we're going to try and work closely with them to ensure that these projects are succeeding. Now, ministers and deputy ministers, let me thank you most sincerely, because you have responded to a number of challenges that have been raised here. But I always believe that it is not enough to respond to challenges in a meeting like this. What I want to see is follow-up. Masibuye bantwi. I want to see follow-up. I was very happy when I met Deputy Minister Kapa there, walking slowly on the farm. And I said, have you been here before? And he said, I'm always here. Deputy President, I'm always here. Minister Steenhuisen said to me last week, he was somewhere here. Minister Noncho was somewhere here in the Free State. My deputy ministers, Niabuya Nan, Mabehlal, Bafuni Zindra, my farm workers. Yeah. Minister Noncho will give you land. Deputy Minister Barry Swartz, make sure that the environmental issues are attended to quickly. Because sometimes just delay as on into the environment. I'll push faster to make sure that our programs move faster. Now, the agricultural and agro-processing master plan emphasizing the following issues, and I want us not to lose sight of them: increasing food security, improving access to local and export markets, promoting and accelerating sustainable transformation in the agriculture and agro-processing sector, improving competitiveness, and fostering entrepreneurial opportunities, particularly for young people, but also leveraging on technology. Of course, there's always going to have to be a balancing act that we don't use technology to an extent that we destroy employment. But let's totally balance. When we become innovative, we must not lose jobs. We must train more people. When I was at the processing plant, I asked the manager, there's a machine that checks an apple. We got a right, funny to what market and so on. And I said to him, who operates this machine? He says, no, there's a lady that operates it, but there's another sophisticated part which is operated by him. So I said to him, you must train more people. Must train more people. Awukho mshini ongazi umuntu oyiwani nje. Mshini onjani loyo? We must train more people. There are young people out there who have come from colleges and universities who are looking for jobs. Train them. They will know how to operate that machine. Then you can buy more of those machines, increase your processing plants, because you will have more skillful people who can operate them. Program Director, a lot has been said by the ministers, the Premier, and everybody else. Batho ba community ya rona, re na le lona. Re tlile mo jwalo re batlo lokisa mathata a lona. Mathata a mesebetsi, mathata a lefatshe, le kgono lema, le lona le be le dijo, le be le mesebetsi bana ba lona ba sebetse. That's why we're here. Re tlonne re khutla, le ska re fella pelo. I've been to the Free State with her several times. Na ke motho ratang gore ke nne ke ya on the ground ke bona gore batho ba etsang. So I kept telling people that my other name is Thomas Makgolo ka o bona. Ntwa ke sa ibone a ke ikgolo. You are running successful farms. If I don't see them, I don't believe. That's why I live on the ground. Hage fetsa mo Free State ke ya KZN. Akwa KZN ke ya Eastern Cape. Ndifuna ukubona lo msebenzi othi uyenza ngempela. Ngizabe nginawo maqapha lapha Eastern Cape. Siyakhona. Nkosi yami namash wena uhlala uhamba nami njalo. Riyatsama everywhere because ha re sebetseng le batho. Singasebenzi nabantu virtually. Wabona online. Abayifuni online abantu. Bafuna usibona siyaphila ngempela. Sikhona sibave nabo thi inkinga zabo yini. Re ba utlwe batho. So re thaba holo re be le lona ka jeno. Ke motlotlo a holo re ke fumane tšhono yena ya re ke tlo le utlwa le lona ke dule le lona. Last year when I sat here, when I said to Remmoho I will come back, they didn't believe. Here am I. So hakere ke aboya fela re tlo boya kaofela. Le di ministers le di DM le di deputy ministers le di re tlo khutla kaofela because these projects must succeed. They must succeed. So, Program Director, as I conclude, it is imperative that we pay special attention to ensuring that the land released to address historical imbalances is used profitably by guaranteeing proper recapitalization through targeted grants and infrastructure. This is so important because as government, if we give people land and walk away, they are going to fail. You can guarantee that. So I'm happy, Minister Noncho, about your programs of offering support. I'm happy that the Land Bank is here, the IDC and other funding institutions. Land Bank, masingahlali nemali ema bank. The money is needed on the ground, not in the bank. I say this because I know bankers are so conservative. They like the money to sit in the bank. No, the money is needed here on the ground. And I'm happy, Land Bank, that we are here. I'm told that your money hasn't arrived here. Maize leo mali. Because umaize le mali ha chelete na itla, people are going to succeed. Scoto has shown you that if we give money to projects that are bankable, they will succeed. Let's give them the money. I want to end by encouraging those who inherit farms, use them productively. We will support you through various programs and initiatives. Work hard to make sure those projects succeed. We need to foreground a closer collaborations, and I'm happy that the ministers are doing that. When Minister Steenhuisen arrived and Minister Noncho, I said, these are my twins, because they must work together. On this program, they must work together. It's not a question of loving or kissing each other. They must work together. My twins, they must work together. I'm concluding by saying the following, that we must overcome the remaining obstacles to reach our objectives of redress and achieve equitable access to land while increasing production. So we don't just want to distribute land, we want land to be productive. Masibangegena abantu to make land productive. I'm pleased with the work that is being done here and look forward to seeing the continuation of the agriculture development program in other parts of the province and across the country. I've heard the people here saying proudly that they are going to make this project the best in the country, bigger than in the Western Cape. I like that competition. So go on, compete, because when we compete, we can all become better. Ke leboga go menagane.
Thank you. Let's clap once more for Deputy President. And then lastly, let's clap for Bra Thomas Mabona Kaobona. Thank you. We may be seated, colleagues. We have arrived at the end, and I wish to call the MEC for Agriculture, El Sabi Rockman, to come and do the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. Deputy President, Premier, our ministers and deputy ministers, MECs, councillors, and our mayors, and all of our farming community and family. Deputy President, as we are gathered here today and celebrate the Remmoho festival, we must also remember that Thaba-Mfutsanyane is the second most vulnerable district in terms of food security in the Free State. AFASA started a project last year in Kwakwa, which focuses on food security and supports 500 beneficiaries. And we have, Free State Agriculture have adopted that project as our anchor food security project in the Thaba-Mfutsanyane district. We are going to roll out these anchor food security projects throughout the province, because our biggest risk is food security, not only in the province but in the country. I think the point has been made that we have challenges in land acquisition and allocation. Let there be no doubt our people need title deeds. They need ownership. Our people were not meant to be stuck farming on commonages. We need to have a land audit in the Free State. We must make sure that our national, provincial and municipal land is properly utilized. We are working with Minister Nyonso towards a land summit later this year, and we will put all of those issues on the table. Let me assure you that Mayor Tsekitseki and myself are already working on a solution for the abandoned farm next to Volhiterskop. We do not have the luxury in this province to have unproductive land. Where there is land, we must work the land properly. There was a very good apple project on that land, which completely collapsed. The Bethlehem Farmer Trust is a similar problem. We will go back and resuscitate all of those collapsed projects that will feed into the bigger Remmoho project so that we all benefit. It's not a competition, but as you rise, we must pull the others with us. So let me thank, firstly, Remmoho Group for creating the opportunity again to bring us together. And this is really a celebration of all spheres of government because we each contribute in our own way. But let me particularly thank MEC Maqueen and Destia, my own department, the IDC, VKB, and Dishlabeng Municipality for contributing to make this day a success. The Premier and the MECs for their commitment to ensure that we see through the project, because oftentimes in government, projects tend to fall through the cracks when administrations changes, and this has not happened. And then Deputy President, the ministers and DMs, it seems this becomes an annual institution. So we are sure we will see you next year, February, same time, same place. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, El Sabi, and to all of you, I want you to clap hands for the next person next to you. Don't clap for yourself. Thank you so much. And I was just made aware that in this meeting again, we are joined by the former IEC commissioner on my left-hand side. Thank you. So the meeting is adjourned. I just need people who are dealing with logistics to come just next to me. I'm sorry for what I did not want to say I was hijacked, but this one, it was a nice hijack. I've enjoyed it. And also the leadership here. Thanks very much.